This founder is building a social listening tool, but his homepage buries the pitch, hides the purse, and leads with the least compelling thing, the platform it's on, Reddit. Instead, we fixed that, swapped vague headlines for real pain points, turned his indie hacker story into a credibility engine, and wrote out why his 10 spots operator isn't doing what he thinks it's doing. Let's dive in.
Hi everyone, my name and I'm indiehacker, husband and dad. I building products basically for around 5 years for now. Uh, I'm full stack developer myself. I learned everything from scratch. I'm self-taught developer. Um, Basically, it is what I do for a living.
I love it. And you've kind of carved out a niche for yourself, being kind of in the social media tools and especially Reddit space. Can you maybe walk through a little bit about how you kind of came up with how you kind of stumbled into that niche?
Yeah, I'm thinking about if we speak, for example, do you see my face right now?
I do.
Okay. So yeah, it's no borders with me. Okay. Yeah, basically when I started mostly on X, like formerly Twitter. I was focusing on one platform. It was X. I was building my personal brand um, because I thought it could be a good benefit if I do, for example, different products, different businesses. And after I started growing, very slowly, like I think from zero maybe to 5 likes to like a cap time on 3,000 followers. It's a kind of not that high, but it's a good number for me. And basically, after that, I started to discover new platforms. I think as almost every newbie that tries to like anything, he or she wants to do everything in once. So I did also the same. I tried TikTok, I tried YouTube, I tried Instagram, I tried almost every social media that you can name. But after I saw that I didn't get any results, I started kind of analyzing what worked for me, what didn't. And I think my focus narrowed down. Like I started focusing on X and also Reddit. And I'm thinking with Reddit, it's kind of maybe even lucky, like because in the beginning, I think everyone when started on Reddit happens with similar problem that you can get banned. I got banned maybe 5 times. Um, I got I think zero like almost like impressions for 3 months. But after those months, I started analyzing why, for example, someone write a post and gets 100K, like 200K of impressions. I started reading, like skimming all those posts, understanding like what they write, why. And basically, after I think I spent those 2, 3 months, I started writing my posts on my own. So it's kind of how I do mostly right now. If I have some topic that I need to cover, I basically go to top accounts, top posts, top creators. I try to read about them, and people who, for example, do even maybe if I can ask some questions. And after that, I started writing some posts, and I think after that period, I started writing like from 1,000, maybe 2,000 impressions. I started getting 10, 20, 50, 100, and some of the posts even got almost 500,000 impressions just from posts. It's kind of totally organic, no ads. Um, I wrote no AI. When people saw that I did it a few, like several times, they started like reaching out to me. So it's kind of how I think I started my business with agency. Because I helped in the beginning just like a friend, basically no payment, anything. But after I saw the request, it kind of was, I think maybe from time perspective, harder to maintain. So I started asking for payment. It was very simple at the beginning, like very, I think maybe 200, $300. And after I started increasing, um, right now I can even ask for $2,000 just like for one type of work.
I love it. So you kind of basically did it yourself, realized you were really good at it, and then you started to do it for clients, and now you're also building out products in the space. Super, super smart way to go about, the indie hacker route.
Yeah, I'm thinking about indie hacker. I kind of like the movement. I'm not like the old guy, like maybe Peter Levels or
Mhm.
like uh, of guys that started even I think 10 years ago almost. But I started like a little bit later after them. But I liked the way because it's kind of about bootstrapping. It's kind of more about freedom. It's kind of focusing on own problems rather than, for example, going to hypes or maybe going something after that you don't know. So it's kind of, I think, at least it worked for me. I think everyone should choose what is working for them. But with this one, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of why I'm liking the hacking because you basically can choose problems that you want to solve. And because you are bootstrapping, because you're not like a mega corporation that can maybe give free services, you can ask for payment and people understand it because, for example, I have family, they have family. So it's kind of, I think, easier to understand.
I love it. And now fast forward today where you actually now have a kind of a newer product um called social brand monitoring. If you just want to kind of pull that up and share your screen, I
Um,
kind of want to dive into a little bit more about kind of this product and the homepage. So if you want to share your screen.
yeah, or Hakshan, give me 1 second. I need to check something. Yeah, it works. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, when you are indie hacker, you basically do everything yourself. So it's kind of also how I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah, let me share my screen.
So tell me a little bit more about kind of who your main target customers are for social brand monitoring.
Mhm. Yeah, my main ICP, ideal customer profile, um, people who basically have problems with social listening, their own business. Um, so it's kind of like social listening
Mhm.
um, for your business. For example, why people even have this type of problem? Because when, for example, you have um, um, different social media, different websites, even if you have one website, it's kind of, uh, I think, complex to monitor what people are talking about, especially if it is about you. Because, for example, it's okay, you will see. But most times people can start discussions about maybe your brand, about your website, about your app name, website name. But they don't even, kind of mention maybe in a good way. So I'm thinking why I started with this problem. It's basically was when I started working with clients from Reddit. I saw common problem because those websites they have enough uh, already users, revenue, paid customers, um, and it's kind of I think hard to them to monitor all the discussions. So basically, it's kind of solutions that I didn't I think create in my mind, but I did it because of talking to my users. So it's kind of why I wanted to solve this problem.
Got it. And can you so is it mostly like in-house marketers on teams, or is it agencies who have multiple clients who need this monitoring? Who's kind of the target demographic?
But I know I have three, I think, portraits in my mind. It's basically marketing agencies. Um, it's social media managers and also brand media managers. Because in most cases, they kind of do once this product source.
Yeah, and what's the main that they have?
The main problem is that they can't uh, get all the conversations in real time. And also it's kind of hard to track all the mentions. Because, for example, let's say if you have one mention about your brand in one uh, conversation, there is also could be 10, maybe 20 conversations that you are missing. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think, about those dialogues.
Would you say then that kind of the main thing that your product solves is an all-in-one dashboard to see all of your mentions across your brand and or your clients get brands in one place?
Yeah, 100%. It is what this product is solving.
In that case, what we just did right there, do you think that would be a better each one than social brand monitoring for Reddit? So instead of saying that, you just literally lead directly to the problem.
Uh, it is a good point. Um, I think, as always, this product is kind of brand new.
Mhm.
Um, I will improve. I will basically, I think, rewrite uh, every maybe times that I think that I need to do it. My wedding page, my copy, because basically it's I think my kind of uh, type of things how I do because it's kind of being between perfectionist and being practical guy. So it's kind of I have the most simple like MVP in the few weeks. I built it. I shared the link, and also what I do, I also build it in public. So it's kind of I do some video series, like some updates via screenshots, video, and why I'm doing it, even if I maybe didn't have even like in the beginning the whole working product, because I kind of gathering like interests from potential buyers. So it's kind of I think a good way to do. Let's say, for example, you said about headline,
Yeah.
and if I hear about maybe this problem from maybe 5, 10 people, especially if they buy, because it's also important, I will do it. But in most times, if, for example, I see something, at least, like a few times, I kind of keep in track in my mind. And for example, I see, when I hear about it, maybe from paying customers, like I think there are some key factors that you, as a business owner, because for example, when I tried with different product before, I got a lot of feedbacks. Even sometimes there are some feedbacks that good, but most times they may be not relevant to you. Because, for example, if you say you are doing maybe social brand monitoring, and someone says that they need kind of maybe brand management or a kind of a lead service, it's kind of you think that's similar. But if you go in deep, you will see some changes. And for example, if you go execute them, you change your product completely. So it's kind of, I think, in my case, at least what I do, I always listen to feedback. I always separate, for example, I'm trying to separate based on my opinion and my kind of intuition, good and bad. And also by like different customers. If, for example, they are paying, I listen more carefully. And basically after that, I started executing uh, because it's kind of maybe not the best, not like the popular one flavor, but it's at least I think that I'm using, and it kind of how I do.
Totally. So kind of going straight back into this conversation a little bit more, obviously iterating on your homepage as you get more feedback is super, super important. But kind of just leaning in and being a little bit more specific because right now it does feel it's good, but it does feel a little bit vague. So you really want to be thinking a little bit more about, you know, getting that pain point up front. And then along the same lines, what's up with kind of can you share a little bit more about your thought process behind utilizing illustrations? And then if you scroll further down on your page, I'm not really seeing any social proof at all. Is there a reason for that? Like there's no kind of testimonials, no early feedback.
It's actually a good one, a good point that you mentioned. Um, but I tried to do as honest as could be. Because to be honest with you, when I started indie hacking about around like almost um, 2 years, more than 1 year ago, when I had Simo VP, I tried to add as much as possible kind of social proof. I kind of fake reviews, fake testimonials, but I learned my hard lessons because I think the good thing that you can do in the beginning is copying. And it's a good one because you can start from zero and building like a successful product from zero. So it's kind of what I did. I basically tried to do what should be like on a guideline, like headline, description, social proof, testimonials, reviews. Even if I didn't have it. Uh, and right now, for example, why I didn't add maybe testimonials, reviews, because basically I didn't have them. So it's kind of why I didn't have right now. But as soon as I get them, I will also add them to my landing page.
Got it. But I also know that you've been kind of in the Reddit marketing space for a long time. So have you thought about, given the fact that you do have this kind of Reddit marketing agency as well, have you thought about kind of utilizing a testimonial from there and just kind of putting this on this site as well?
It's a good one because at least it is and my review feedback. And I'm thinking you basically gave me a good idea because I didn't think about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, that gives you instant credibility. And then you were also saying earlier on, hey, I've done, this myself and I've gotten hundreds of thousands or even millions of impressions. Could you almost use yourself as a case study? Because at that point you're, the founder of this tool, but you also solved this problem for yourself. So you can honestly, that's another form of social proof as well, where you're just putting in somewhere into this page ideally before the pricing, where it's like, hey, here's, some testimonials from clients of my agency who had the service version of this, and or an about section where it's like, this is who I am, and also, this is how, the results I've gotten as well, and this is why I've kind of built this tool off of those results. That's a way to kind of instantly give yourself a lot of credibility and also a lot of more conversions to get lifetime access, because now you're not only telling people what your product does, which anyone can do, but you're now showcasing why you created it, why your product is different, because you have all this expertise, and also you have the credibility of your agency.
100%. Jessica I think, is the greatest advice that I hear about like my product. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm glad that's helpful. And then kind of another question, if you want to scroll back down, I like the fact that you kind of go scroll up a little bit more. Go up to the problem section.
This one.
No, one above it.
This one.
So I like it. Are these kind of like the problem and solution? So are those three problems: missing critical brand mentions, time-consuming manual monitoring, and scroll down a little bit more, lack of context and analytics, the three things that you hear the most from from these marketers and or agencies?
Yeah, it's basically what I did. Like for example, when I create any landing page, I'm doing always um, two things. I do research and I basically do it also manual stuff. The first one, I'm using AI. You can use, for example, ChatGPT deep research bot, and also I'm using Grok. It's by X, also deep research bot. Why are we using them? Because it basically saves a lot of time if, for example, you go manually. I get all the informations, all the problems, all the solutions that already exist. And I also, when I have this type of information, it's kind of easier to read to focus on what really matters. So it's kind of what I did. I used AI to understand that people have problems, different also outside of my box. And the second, I change them manually. So it's kind of, I think, the good way to do is combine AI plus your own, like, mind.
I love it. And if you want to scroll down a little bit to your pricing section.
But
Cool. So tell me a little bit more about kind of why you went with the lifetime access route as opposed to kind of the standard like rule of three or free trial.
yeah, it's a good one. I think it's could be relevant even to indie hacking because, for example, in most times when you see free trials and, for example, even maybe free products, it's basically created by big companies and they have kind of budget because, let's say, for example, you are Google or maybe Meta, Facebook, you build a bunch of different products that even free, they have like a lot of value in that. But why is they free? For example, I can give you one insight, what I'm thinking about this one. Because, for example, if you have even the users, you kind of have a distribution channel. And if, for example, one user use your product, it can use a second, maybe a new one, and you can sell different products to them. You give a kind of value first, and then, for example, you ask for payment. But with indie hacking, it's kind of maybe more kind of closer to bootstrapping your own business. And I'm thinking in my case, why I did that, because when you sell free trial and when you sell um, payment, even they didn't have any usage experience with your application, it's kind of filtering people that you don't need, especially in the beginning. Because let's say, for example, you have a startup and you give free trials, you're basically doing different sales. For free trial, you give one sale, you need to convince them to use it.
Mhm.
After, for example, the free trial, you also need to sell one more time because basically, if your product good, it doesn't mean that they will buy you because maybe there is like another competitor that have much bigger marketing uh, budget. And basically, for example, those people maybe even can't see you because they think your competitor has bigger budget. So, for example, why it's kind of filtering, it basically, I'm thinking it's easier to solve for me. When, for example, I give kind of uh, idea what I'm building and I see the real uh, users
Mhm.
I found that me. Because as you see, the market rate, even that I put, is not the highest one. The highest one, like the best product that in this field, they ask for simple plan more than $100 for one brand. And for example, with this kind of like early adopter access, I'm kind of asking basically for 2 months, for 3 months, for kind of like market rate, but I give you the lifetime deal. And you see also it's kind of limited for only 10 spots. Why I'm doing it? Because, for example, if I show some license, some access to people, I see that there is a real benefit of building and improving product in longer term. Because let's say, for example, if you're a big company, in most times, they can build MVP in 6, in 12, in maybe even 24 months because they have development team, researchers, designers. They have all the time. They build like the biggest product and they launch. But for example, in my way, I trying to have as most simple as possible MVP that solves painful problem, has one feature, and people using it. So it's kind of my way of solving my problems.
Yeah. I like the idea of having lifetime value. It's kind of definitely can work well or can backfire depending on kind of who your target audience is. My question to you is more of if you're going to cap it at 10 spots, why is that buried at the very bottom of your pricing table? And you're not even kind of leading into what is the real value. 10 spots, why it's limited. Right now, it almost feels like kind of faux scarcity, um, and not what giving you people the FOMO that you might want to be giving. It's just kind of giving, oh, this is, 10 spots, but you don't necessarily explain why you're giving those 10 spots away.
Um, Also, I'm thinking it's a good point that you mentioned. But basically, I'm thinking in my case, uh, I didn't that big kind of have a personal brand on X, and why am I building? I mostly share my progress on X, so it kind of I think preparation for audience that I'm looking for. When I share those daily updates, those feature updates, uh, that I'm focusing on these products. And it's, they kind of already know about me. They kind of know about the spot because they saw like those video updates. And I thinking this one is kind of uh, more kind of, like friendly touch, I think, because in most times, those sales will be not even maybe when they go to this landing page on the first time. But those sales, I'm thinking in most times will be when they see 5 times, maybe 3 times, maybe even I send them DM, like direct message. It's kind of, I'm thinking how I'm doing right now. Uh, I'm building like product, core feature already working. You can use it. And basically, I'm share all the updates. And I'm thinking uh, it's how I do. Yeah.
Got it. I would maybe say just kind of, as you are building this out even more, to kind of maybe lean into a little bit more about the story about, kind of being the early adopter, being kind of an early adopter and all of the communication they're going to get from you and kind of that support. Um, a little bit more into that homepage because that's actually could very much lead to way more people not only seeing it, but a lot more people converting as well.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you.
And see you.